In leaked chats, WikiLeaks discusses preference for GOP over Clinton, Russia, trolling, and feminists they don't like. Okay. On a Thursday afternoon in November 2015, a light snow was falling outside the windows of the Ecuadorian embassy in London, despite the relatively warm weather, and Julian Assange was inside, sitting at his computer. Okay. All right, so let's get straight to the chat. We believe it would be much better for GOP to win. Dems plus media plus liberals would then form a bloc to rein in their worst qualities. With Hillary in charge, GOP will be pushing for her worst qualities. Dem plus media plus neoliberals will be mute. She's a bright, well-connected, sadistic sociopath. I don't think they're saying the GOP's awesome. I think they're saying that Hillary Clinton's really freaking bad, and people would not be paying attention if she was president. And based on what happened with Barack Obama, I don't think that's an unfair assessment. I actually think that's pretty freaking accurate. Assange's thinking appeared to be rooted not in the ideological agreement with the right wing in the U.S., but in the tactical idea that a Republican president would face more resistance to an aggressive military posture than an interventionist President Hillary Clinton would. GOP will generate a lot of opposition, including through dumb moves. Hillary will do the same thing, but co-opt the liberal opposition and the GOP opposition. Hence, Hillary has greater freedom to start wars. I don't think that's inaccurate either, although I think any president is fine when it comes to the war machine. It doesn't matter who sits in the White House. When it comes to the war machine is going to continue. It really doesn't matter who sits in the White House until we see true revolutionary change in this country. As far as the war machine goes, it doesn't matter that much who sits, and that's unfortunate that that's the case. Okay, so some people that are unable to see beyond bipartisan hackery will see this as WikiLeaks endorsing the GOP. But people that are capable of critical thinking that exceeds that of a tribal 6-year-old would be able to tell you that, no, they're just analyzing a horrible political situation that they're in and making a judgment call, which is what you do in politics. You're faced with two terrible choices. And you don't really want to see either one win. Well, what would be better in the long run? Think past one election cycle. And that's what WikiLeaks did. You might disagree with their conclusion. That's fine. You might agree with it. That's fine too. And if you're a bipartisan hack that can't see through, they're saying GOP good and Democrat bad, well, then I encourage you to maybe take a critical thinking course. Like there's courses that help you think critically about events and unpack things in a way that is, slightly more intellectually astute than you're with us or you're with the terrorists. And a lot of the Democrats these days, they sound like George Bush in 2001, which, by the way, a lot of them also praise George Bush now because we live in the United States of amnesia. But they sound like George Bush in 2001. You're with us or you're with the terrorists. Oh, well, you mentioned that the Democrats are looking terrible, so you must love the GOP. No. No. Did I go to college? Yeah, I went to Indiana University for my undergrad. I went to Duquesne for graduate school. Okay, so thank you for sharing this, Kimmy. I think we already knew WikiLeaks kind of felt this way, so this is nothing new. And so, yeah, I guess technically they're saying they have a preference for the GOP over Clinton. Yeah, technically. I mean, I'm not necessarily criticizing this article. I'm saying what other people have made out of this. They're like, oh, yeah, he loves the GOP. No, he doesn't. He's saying they're both bad, but he's saying that Hillary Clinton would do similar things and it would go unchecked. Whenever somebody tells me, well, net neutrality, like whenever I'm talking about net neutrality and somebody's just like, aren't you glad? Like, don't you wish Hillary Clinton was president now? I say no, because if Hillary Clinton was president, I mean, if you want to just talk net neutrality as the issue, if Hillary Clinton was president right now, we would lose net neutrality anyway, except all of the Democratic establishment, we'd have to listen to them explain to us why losing net neutrality isn't a big deal. But instead, because Trump's ugly face is on it, everybody's pro net neutrality. That's the difference. I'm sorry. That is the difference because you have people that can't think beyond the two-party dichotomy that's been spoon-fed to them. And because they can't think beyond that dichotomy, we have one party, and it's the money party. Most people have preferences for GOP over GOP light. Right. Marcus says true. So those are the actual words. And you know what? When you're going to look at headlines like that, now this particular article from The Intercept isn't necessarily unfair, but as a rule of thumb, you're going to see other headlines that says, oh, WikiLeaks loves the GOP and stuff like that. Go to the primary source. Go to the chat thread itself. Don't take some bullshit fluff clickbait headlines word for it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.